Değerli misafirlerimiz, konferansımız Marcin Kasica'nın The Future of Learning, AI Enhanced, Human-Computer Interactions başlıklı konuşmalarıyla devam edecektir. Konuşmalarını yapmak üzere Director of Global Education and Training, Customer Success Department for EMEA at Eon Reality ve Founder and Owner of AVR EDU Consulting'den Marcin Kasica konferansımıza uzaktan katılacaklardır. Sözü kendilerine bırakıyorum. Dear guests, our conference will resume with a speech by Marcin Kasica, titled The Future of Learning, AI-Enhanced Human-Computer Interactions. Marcin Kasica, Director of Global Education and Training in the Customer Success Department for EMEA at Eon Reality, as well as the founder and owner of AVR EDU Consulting, will be joining our conference remotely. I now give the floor to Marcin Kasica.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I'm able to follow this conference remotely, and I see there is a very nice attendance, so it's pleasure and honor to be joining you. And thank you very much for the invitation and for this opportunity here. So as I was already introduced, my name is Marcin Kasica. I'm based in Poland, but I'm working for the American company called Eon Reality, and also developing own area of business related to the virtual and augmented reality and supporting that within education sector. So today I have a pleasure to discuss and present a little bit of the vision that Eon's Reality has in regards to the future of learning, and how this disrupting technologies have affecting, or do they affecting, the future of learning. And part of my presentation today, I would like to be also a demonstration of how, from our perspective, this solution changes the world, and how we of the learning, training, and performing all together. So my assumption is you guys can see me and hear me. Also, please do not hesitate. I know sometimes you might be shy. Unfortunately, I do not speak Turkish, but so in that case, English will be more preferable, but feel free to use the chat messages to comment, to ask a question, or discuss. I'm more than happy, and because of the online media, we can do that much more efficiently. So when I was looking onto that, I kind of also recollected myself about what is the Eon Reality and how actually the human-computer interaction, and what is the role of that in the Eon's Reality as a company which exists for more than right now 25 years, starting in Irvine, California, developing its global presence. We started with developing solutions that are focusing on the knowledge transfer. Initially, customized solutions, virtual reality, augmented reality, customized solution, but all the time thinking about the knowledge and knowledge transfer. That's another way to saying about the training, learning, and supporting customers, both educational and enterprise, in the area of the better, faster knowledge transfer with use of the technologies altogether. And those technologies that we were engaging in and still engaging has evolved and does evolve. We're starting as a virtual reality company, providing own software, but we also, with the growth and the changing of the market towards the augmented reality solutions, and also encapsulating it right now under the umbrella of the extended reality XR solutions, we designed and developed a platform, a solution that we believe is the answer to the need of the market related to the supporting of the learning, supporting of the knowledge transfer. And within that solution, right now, we very much concentrate on the use of a growing technology called artificial intelligence, though, of course, none of those technologies are extremely new, because, for instance, virtual reality is known from the 60s, and its growth happening from about 15 years ago. But the special AI also existing, so the AI existing for a long time. But what we are trying to do is to concentrate on bringing those two words together. So bringing the XR, extended reality, and artificial intelligence tools, solutions, and the research results under the umbrella of the knowledge transfer supported by the spatial AI that is based more on the interfaces that are more natural. So for that purpose, there is, and I would like to invite you, of course, to try it yourself and provide some of the feedback as well. But what we are promoting and developing in this case is a solution, partnerships with the various companies, various universities, colleges around the world. And we're building this platform, a cloud-based platform called the EON XR that is targeting the knowledge transfer supported by the virtual augmented reality with enhancements and with the growing role of the artificial intelligence. And today I had a chance to listen to remotely to some of the presentation, and it was discussion, of course, about how the market is changing, what are the challenges, how the distributed and distance learning is impacted by various scenarios. First COVID, then of course the disaster or related to the earthquake, and also how the students, teachers also going into that area, how this whole interfaces are involving. And I look into that, and EON's reality look into that as a challenge in education, and a challenge of education that is related to the fact that the style of the learning has to adapt to the needs of the presence. And I'm coming from a Generation X, as it is presented here, and this Australian Research Institute, McCrindle, they done a very nice summary of the comparing the needs and the vision where the different generations meeting each other. And when I do believe that lots of the teachers, especially even the academical teacher coming from a generation, maybe starting with a generation Y, X, and even further, and that's natural process, then the students, of course, are in the generation Z and soon in a generation Alpha, which, of course, this is a very much generalization, but there is a different expectation coming from an education point of view, that we, with this all challenges that coming to the education, when we have to teach more for less, we have a COVID or other situation which we have to be also prepared to distance learning. Right now, thanks to the internet, webcams, faster broadbands, we can communicate even right now, using myself being in a location in Poland, you guys being distributed across the Turkey or all different countries as well. And we can communicate seamlessly. So education needs to be able to cope with the fast change, and also with the fact of changing different modalities and expectation for different styles of learning, that the students no longer wants to be told what to do. The students wants to be participating, wants to be collaborating. Students wants to have a multimodal experience, because if I will, even right now, pardon me, even right now when I'm presenting it, it's just slides on the screen, and it has its still the technology needs to kind of get into the element that it's going to get boring if I will only talk even for 20 minutes and present my slides. And we all get it in classrooms and education all the time. So EON's asking a question, what can we do to focus on those elements of empowering the students, inspiring the students, making sure that we can collaborate, co-create, and also focus on the collaboration with even the virtual or robotic assistants as well. And when looking into that, there is, of course, the evolutionary process, right? When the humans invented and the symbols, the writing symbols, that was extraordinary and the most crucial for a communication, for ability for our civilization to be able to use it and teach it. And that's a brilliant achievement. The only problem is that if we are stopping on that level when we teach, it doesn't mean it's a perfect for education. Because what is the perfect for education is when we can go from a traditional methods of educating, where we're using textbooks, images, and other elements that exist. And I'm sure that many of you, either you are an academical teacher, researcher, or established professor, or just a student, and just a student is maybe not the right way to say it, but a student, is you, when you want to learn something, ask yourself, how I'm going to learn something new? And most likely, and I'm guessing, of course, here, none of you will grab a book and starts to read the book only. Some of us will, some of us will not. None of us most likely will read the manuals, right? Because we feel it's a time-consuming process. And also, none of us will we will not be able as fast understands the elements textual when we can see the objects and the world three-dimensional, because our world is a three-dimensional. And I know I'm saying quite obvious and trivial things in here, but the fact is, within that elements, and I'm not sure if I will be able to, also if you can hear the audio from the video. Is the audio from the video here as well or not? Can you guys hear it? Okay, great. So, and also when we're looking on the aspect that we will use the YouTube very often when we want to learn something, right? Because we want to have a visual and we want to have a control. What, how much is, give me what I need, give me when I need it. I don't give me too much, just the essence that I need to know so I can learn, so I can do. And also because of the constant access, thanks to the internet, thanks to the databases, cloud systems, instant access to the knowledge, we no longer need to focus on memorization process, but we can finally focus on the higher level of a Bloom's taxonomy of learning, when we can not just understand and hear and listen, but we can start to apply the skills and inject all different modalities all together. And I like this quote because we are on the conference which concentrate on the human-computer interaction. I like the fact that there is no better interfaces than the one that evolves naturally. So what it means naturally? Naturally means it's no longer to use the mouse keyboard, no longer to use the solution, but that are based on the text and even on the video, but the elements that are more natural as the world is three-dimensional space is to concentrate on those interfaces. And there is no better technology at the moment, which of course doesn't mean it's not going to be in the future, than a virtual reality that allows us to present a three-dimensional 360 information, convert our computer-aided designs, create our digital worlds, and either from the past, from the future, from a different scenarios, which is safe, secure, easy to learn, but also capture the real world using a photogrammetry 360. And with that comes this interaction, the model or a definition of a virtual reality, which is the I cube, which is the interaction, so human-computer interaction that is needed for that. And we do that every day. But immersion, so being able to be surrounded and feel that you're part of the experience, which is a very important in learning as well. And imagination, which in every single thing is our imagination, our ability to comprehend information and link those information together. That's the interface of communication inside the virtual and extended reality. But then comes the AI, artificial intelligence, right? And artificial intelligence, many of us using those different tools, and I'm purposely not using the names of the tools in here, because the tools will change. But what is important in here, that we're learning that initially the AI was just an answering our questions, right? When we started to ask a question and the answers were based on the natural language models. So natural language models, which were presented mainly as a text. Right now, with the evolution of the AI, we already can use the AI to generate images, photos, edit them, amend them, superpose and generate even totally artificial ones. That also includes towards the video. Then the next steps into the digitalization and use the AI is the ability to personification. That means presenting the avatars that we can collaborate and communicate with, creating a digital world by using maybe scans, but also connecting the real signals from one device to a digital twin. So in that case, in distributed learning environment, we can be able to do and apply. Once again, I'm referring to the Bloom's taxonomy pyramid in regards to the learning objectives that we can start to apply and also going even further. And contextualize knowledge. That's another element that the AI is right now able to, based on the information, based on the trained data, contextualize the knowledge and form them into the shapes of the micro-learning experiences. So all of that leads to the extending of a virtual reality by the next next I, intelligence, where the virtual reality can be supported by some sort of intelligence, both the human intelligence and the computer's intelligence or artificial intelligence. So only with that, we can focus on building and using an interfaces for collaborating and getting the knowledge. And no, I didn't finish yet. But what I want to do right with that, I just want to start to kind of saying, okay, so how practically does that look like? What does it mean from a point of view of the user? So we do believe, and I have to be conscious of the time, but I will make it. And what we concentrate onto it is the fact that in a classroom, very often we have the signs saying, don't use the mobile phones. But the fact is, this is the device that each of us, either we like it or not, is most likely the first and the last device that we utilize every single day. And let me ask you also, based on the consideration, and I will be happy if you can help me and even use the reactions in a moment. How many of you were taught to use computers in existing educations already? How many of you have been taught to use the computers? You can use the reactions on Zoom. There is an ability to put a thumbs up or something like that if you use it or if you don't. Great. So that's great. Many of us has been. But then I will ask you another question. How many of you were taught in any kind of format of education, primary, secondary, and the higher education, to use those devices for your knowledge? How many of you been taught to use them? Probably not that many, right? Am I right? And right now, every single one of us using it. So what I'm saying in here is that if the role of the education is teach for the next generations, those are the devices, and the next generation of those devices either will be wearable, either will be the virtual reality headsets, or anything similar, will be the new interface of a human-computer collaboration. So if we will be enabling that solutions and empowering to use those solutions in the classroom at all levels, from a primary, secondary, and higher education, this is the possibility for the education to catch up. And the role of the AI and the future of the AI-supported enhanced learning is in the tools that can make it happen. So I want to demonstrate to you, and I hope it will be well visible as well as you will be able to hear it, that within the tools that we have a library of a content. And anyone, and I would like to create with you and generate some knowledge with you with the support of the artificial intelligence. And I will also share with you a little bit of my environment, because I'm operating from my virtual studio in my basement. That's another COVID effect. But what I'm going to show you here, that we can start to create a full metaverse, which will be supported. And by the way, here it is.
Hi, Marcin Kasica. Would you like to create with guided assistance, explore the physical world with AI assistance, browse the library of experiences, or start AI conversation?
Brilliant. So we can hear it. Brilliant. Thank you very much for the feedback. So what you can see here, that from the very beginning, you can see my desk here, and I'm still using a traditional methods here, as you can see in the space, but there is already a guided process inside the learning, allowing us to create, to explore, to superpose the real worlds with the virtual. And within
choose an AI persona to shape the tone and style of the content we will generate for you in the later stages.
So when we're talking about the human-computer interaction in learning, of course, I'm going to be using hand to interact and at the beginning, but later on we're going to the natural interfaces, where it comes, of course, the voice, text-to-speech, and also the support of a different avatar, where we can have a different styles of learning and different styles.
Please locate a flat, non-reflective surface and tap to position your AI assistant.
So I'm actually here.
Please select a topic from the following segments. If you choose custom, you have the option to specify your own topic using your voice or keyboard.
And as you can see already in a learning process, and in a learning process here, the ability is in being able to have a conversations and generate the knowledge. So if I would like to learn about, for instance, as I was showing the pictures, my background is mechanical engineering. So if I would like to learn about some of the topics, I can choose already from pre-existing prompts, and it's prompt engineering here, but I can also use my custom ones. and I can use the natural interface to recognize my voice, CNC machining, and I can use any kind of a keywords.
Please select the keywords you wish to use. You may choose more than one.
So we have the ability that the AI-driven education is not necessarily to replace them. I also hear that in some of the presentation today, that there is a threat that AI will replace the teachers. And that's not the purpose at all. The idea here is that the AI is to support the ability of a student self-learning, additional learning, and mixing the activities.
CNC machining is a manufacturing process that uses computer-controlled machines to create precise and complex parts.
So it generates the image, fun facts.
One fun fact about CNC machining is that it allows for precise and complex designs to be created with high accuracy and repeatability. This technology has revolutionized the manufacturing industry by reducing human error and increasing productivity.
Textual information as well as voice generation process. So those seems as a simple, but what I'm showing here
is a video related to CNC machining.
So in that,
when you are done exploring the knowledge portal, press continue.
So in that simple process, as I'm showing you, what we see in learning is that we are trying to merge and blend the existing learning methods with the text, with an image, together with a video, in such a way that the artificial intelligence is able to filter the internet towards those answers that are more suitable based on the personification that we decided to. But that's only at the beginning, where with the continuum
a 3D object allows us to explore this subject further. If there is no suitable 3D model, you can choose a 2D image instead.
And we're getting the ability to insert and use the searching for different assets, either from the library itself of a three-dimensional object that will become the augmented object, and based on the keywords that we want to use, CNC. So once again, utilizing just the devices and focusing on the interfacing and existing interfaces with the voice recognition, with the image recognition, which I'll show in a moment, with the choosing the elements that could be either, and I will try to use my assets where we can find for instance, the object that we are interested in, and I will choose here, for instance, a flexible manufacturing cell, or finding an image, and I can right now, my own desk that I have it here on my floor in my basement, where I have my virtual office, convert into any kind of laboratory that will have.
Select to explain about the parts or show the process.
Will have all kind of augmented reality machines, even presented in a real format, and also generate information about the parts and the processes, and supported by the AI assistant that will be, and just.
Here are some of the main components: computer numerical control, CNC, a system that uses computer software to control machine tools and automate the manufacturing process. Machine tools. Machines used to shape and cut materials, such as lathes, mills, and routers.
I'm going to speed.
Here are some additional activities you can do.
So
add more objects, assessments, and annotations. Try out some quizzes or chat with the AI to explore the subject further.
So as you can see here, the interfaces are focuses on being able to generate various types of the knowledge portals that could be allocated to the object. The interfaces are still allowing us to utilize computer animations in the whole process, and allowing us to move education a little bit further, that we are not only watching the data, not only consuming the information, but we are also being able to become a part of that experience in both the collaborative and special meeting, as well as in the situation when we want to drag and drop different objects in different locations, if we want to kind of put that in, where we want to kind of select the individual object and being able to explore individual objects with the context of the knowledge, where we can utilize different elements related to the generation of annotations, robot Mitsubishi. But I have to spelling correctly. Mitsubishi. Because I'm also streaming, so the audio recognition not always works correctly, but creating the annotation and allocating the necessary information with the support of AI. And not only with that, the ability to use the ChatGPT, provide me some knowledge about the robotics, generate all the information in Turkish language. So we have ability to generate, of course, and use the ChatGPT in such a way that it generate the knowledge on the fly. And once again, from a human-computer interaction in the education knowledge transfer, we creating or focusing on a tool that is easy to use, and it can be provided to the teachers without the need of any programming, coding, and of course, the language models are changing. The language models are evolving. So in that case, also the translation, which I'm trying to do here, will be depending on the quality of a back engine AI elements, and we integrating within the tool various ones. It's coming up in here, hopefully. Yeah, it's actually, it didn't provide it very well. So let's do that and change the question very quickly. Because I see there is quite a lot of repetition. So for the Turkish language, the AI model needs to a little bit more evolve. But what I'm trying to say here is that we can also integrate those information and having them being presented in multiple languages, which once again reduces the time for being able to produce the content, allowing us to play the content or edit the content. Even when there is existing content there, we have those ability to use the traditional methods for the editing, or using the basic information also coming
About
out from the
20
voice
at robotics
generation.
is the branch of technology that deals with the design, construction, operation, and application of robots.
Generation the text, searching the images, so all the traditional learning, so in a way that allowing us to be using images as well as filtering videos, PDFs, our voice recording, to allow us as a content creators to make the process of learning and build those virtual portals much more natural, in a way that using the device, for a moment the phone, but in the future already we can also play that on a virtual reality headset and controllers, and in the future also being able to blend it, locate it to any position locations around the world. And what I want to also highlight, that with the AI support, we have ability also to have a conversation mode and ask the AI to teach and have a conversation with us about any of the topics that we are presenting inside here, as well as do, for instance, the image recognition based on the objects, and based on the object also providing us the necessary results that helping us to identify, to learn on the different elements. And here, for instance, some image recognition is finding the object that are similar, trying to generate the codes that might be useful here, and we can generate the knowledge portal automatically. Separately, and just to finish that, the AI supported learning, as I said, it provides information about the necessary based on the conversation. So can you tell me a little bit more? Tell me more about the use of numeric control machines. What type of the machines existing?
I'm looking into the correct answer to your question. Numerical control, NC, machines are automated machines used in various industries such as aerospace, automotive, and medical device manufacturing.
So, and of course, the level of that knowledge will depend on what we want to do and how we're going to training. But if I'll put warehouse, also the environment, we can build a full metaverse, full digital universe in which this object, this machine, this environments could be emerged, and everything is based on the cloud, no coding solution that is available on any mobile, either is iOS or Android, where we can have this object being blended into the environments that I can look around and be surrounded with, as well as having everything saved, shared, collaborate, integrate with a learning management system, set up a persistent tracking, also to integrate in a real world location. And last but not least, just to finalize my presentation and comes to the questions, if I may, is also everything goes automatically to the cloud, that all of the creation that I have done in here is available in the cloud, that could be published, share, collaborate with the others, and inviting the others to join me in a similar meeting like a Zoom, but when the people will be presented as a AI avatars with the support of the AI, and also in a solution where we can see all of the report, whatever was created, whatever discussion was done with the AI, being already generated in more traditional formats. So when I created those annotations, when I asked the questions, when I also generated the syllabus, content, learning objectives, course outline, simple quiz questions, and all of that are available and interactive also within the experiences. So with that, because I have a limited time, I wanted to say once again, thank you very much to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to present it. But I do believe that the education is changing and its needs are changing. And AI is one of the elements, to summarize, is a one element that will need to influence. The name of the technologies, one or the other, will change, but the direction of supporting by the computers, by automated processes, generation of the content, providing, that is the way forward. The only thing we have to focus as a researcher as well and is to making sure we can do it in a nice and a positive and also responsible way. So I'm looking here some of the comments and questions. Science, I'm in the library. I have to write here. Okay, highlighted innovative that stimulus. I see that. Could you share insight on how this technology especially tailor in interactive elements to cater the different learning styles? Okay. For the learning styles, the technology itself has the ability to also provide you to do the learning. So first of all, using different modalities, that's one. Second is not to fully replace the education. It's to support and being engaged in the flipped classroom and other. Third one, based on the trained AI, we can create a different data sets that allowing you to form and shape the response in the way that you would like to do it. Next thing is, because of the being able to have an agnostic approach to the devices, you can use it on the desktop if you want to, and you can do all of those things on the desktop. You can do it on the mobile device, or you can do it on the virtual reality immersive spaces. And also it converts from a human-computer interaction point of view, it can use the voice and the natural interfaces. In the future, of course, gestures already, ability to have some of the force feedback elements and so on. We're still waiting for the technology to catching up with being able to fully being immersed, but that's kind of enhancing. And where it is, because it's fully based on the natural interactions and going into that direction, that's why we facilitating the most common learning styles and still having all of the traditional approaches. So if somebody is interested, for instance, going with the traditional methods, why not to kind of having the traditional methods with the books incorporated in that and linked with the existing learning management systems to build a bigger classroom 3.0 vision of the virtual campuses that are supporting the existing educational process. I don't know, could you share in, so that's defined. Additionally, how does it measure and evaluate the effectiveness of immersive learning? So that's a very good question. So on one hand, of course, the aspect of effective learning, there are some of the studies that we went, and PwC is the one which we are focusing, and we are open to do the research also with the other organizations, is that the learning with the use of interactive immersive technology is at least 4 times faster, and PwC, and actually PwC education VR report. So even if I'm searching in a real life, you're gonna find that information directly from the source, instead of, and once again, it's demonstrating of, instead of memorization, there is no need to memorize the elements, is when we have all of the information available in the matters of a couple of clicks, and we can get the information. So where the companies are with the VR adoptions, and 4 times faster for training in a classroom, 275 more efficient to apply skills after learning, 3.75 more emotional connected, and 4 times more focuses than their e-learning peers. And so that's when the using of a VR. And we have the examples of our partners, both enterprise and educational, that have this kind of results. Not always, because the content, the tool is always as good as the user, right? So that is also the another elements. And we have inside the implementation process to train people how to teach with the XR. We have trainings for the educators, training for the experts, also how to use, and training for the students, because I do believe that the power that we and being myself a university teacher as well, we do not unleash enough, is the giving ability for the students to have a collaborative learning, and they learning students, and I being a student, I learn far more working with my colleagues than learning purely in a classroom. Because practically the whole majority of my learning happens in the dorm, in the meeting with the friends, and trying to discuss the topics, than in the classroom, because the classroom is very limited time and very limited access, and also the risk of asking the wrong questions, the risk of rejection, with the VR and AR reducing that risk tremendously. I don't know if that answered the question of a person called Onur Sizin, hopefully. And I looking on last thing here, as it is known that generative AI models are prone to, absolutely, they are prone to the hallucination, and there is a growing thing. But that's the thing is, the discovery, of course, of different elements could be leading to the negative impact. The Eon's reality believe in the positive impact of the technology, and there is no better way to working towards the positive impact and improving those elements than testing it right now. And the sooner you adopting the technology, the sooner you can be on the front end of making it better. So it's our own global jointly responsibility. Within the Eon XR, we have the tools for filtering, for validating, and we also using the different kind of models to making sure that the hallucination is the minimal. It's still existing. But the more you're going to be doing a train AI formats, right? So if you're going to use the ability to upload your own documents and train on your own documents, you are in a control that the language model or the data model will be not based on the hallucination, and the interfaces will be there more accurate. Hopefully that's answering some of your concerns here.
Okay. Thank you very much, Marcin. Maybe I need to make I have to ask a question. You said, this technology that you presented, Eon XR, it works on any ordinary phone right now. We don't need to buy any.
We work on the Android and iOS devices. And to running the application is available on Google Play Store and on the Apple App Store. So, and also we have some of the distribution related to the Huawei and the Chinese devices that doesn't allowing to use the Google Play Store.
How about using them for example, with Oculus?
Absolutely, there is the application for that. And if you are interested, of course, one thing, of course, I always recommend to follow us on the social media, but also with the access to the platform. And I'm going to log out to tell you, if you're going to go to the eonxr.com, the website that I shared, you can create even the account for free. And within that, you can download, and we have a devices, Meta Quest, and I'm also using Quest 3, HTC Vive, Oculus Rift. We have also the software that allows it. We have even for HoloLens 2 more specifically as well. So we're trying to make sure it is focusing on a wide range most commonly used and most popular devices, because as you can imagine, every device requires some testing. And so in that case, we call it the agnostic approach to use it, install it once, create once, and being able to use on multiple devices.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And is there any question from the from here? I mean, physical room? No. I mean, think you answered all the questions on the Zoom. Marcin, thank you very much for this great presentation. It is really amazing. I mean, it looks like there is a bright future is waiting for us in terms of virtual reality, extended reality, and hoping to meet next time face to face in the in following conferences. We would like to be a part of the demos. But it was also very nice to watch the demo, real demo. I appreciate it. So now everything is very clear, and we can see what's going to happen in the near future. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy your day, and thank you once again for this opportunity.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.